at just the wrong time, but still a 3-man setup. Bait setup with a flashbang, and Siphon hits the first flash, comes in, and now they can think about getting out of dodge. They're going to continue to fight, and Siphon, well, if you're hitting shots like that, why not?
Early moto smoke as well. They're going to try and send a player out from balcony. You can see the flash comes in. Needs to be super effective here, and nice little move from Hadji there. Stair, however, has got him covered from the back end. Just buying a bit of time and a frag. You need to be careful sort of rushing in here by the looks of things. More damage onto Siphon, so very quickly it's gone from looking impossible to a bit more possible. Kenny can't get into it fast enough. It's set up for Python. He's got to take one of these players down quickly though, and he just can't. He just can't. That is unfortunate towards the tail end for Falcons, but
with no information, and they're the ones with the full buy. It's their opponents on the 4. ZywOo had to find a kill when he doesn't, and now launched him for a world of pain. So many players to deal with. Basua was low, but the headshot's too good, and what are you going to do?
And thankfully there's no rotate of the moto smokes, right, which can be so hard to get through, but the weaponry here you can see it's just MBK. Wins these fights over towards short. At the very least creates the 2 frags, and Siphon, the big whoopsie, right? If he gets his kill, he can hide a little bit, call for a rotation, but he overcommitted and also died without getting a frag. Gonna go for a late boost, maybe. Oh, they've got the Cadian smoke as well. This annoying little smoke that gives you so much room to work with. It's ZywOo coming through the smoke of CT, who finds the linchpin play, and now Stair over here at New. They're not ready for him. Takes out Kenny S, just down to Python against 3. A lovely little move from Sprout, and it should come to fruition. It does indeed. Fantastic stuff. And like I say, Falcons maybe giving the game away a bit too.
Script just flipped on its head, and now it's Falcons with 1 rifle and a load of pistols in the mix. Myriad of pistols, and, well, Lawrence has no fear of fighting. Look at these 2, rifles in hand, and these young guns want some jewels.
And Falcons just stuck without an idea. To be honest with you, looking for a little bit of damage. You know, you're in this position where you do have to go for a buy. Wow, ZywOo certainly making up in the past couple rounds for his little mistake there in round 2.
I think off the back of what we saw yesterday in Falcons' first match, for anybody that if you just go back and look at the match page, you can kind of just see that very underwhelming considering where the standards are sort of holding to. So, yeah, I just feel like Sprout's young stars are more reliable right now.
Well, it's a weird dynamic, isn't it, where it's like you got Kenny S in your team. We're obviously going to talk him up big on the broadcast here, but should they necessarily give him all the resources? Box checked, usually, for the tier 2 level. But you are relying on him having these series where he's able to pop off. And I think yesterday that comes because they were against a very fast, very aggressive team, right, where they were really messing up the nades. Speaking of, big damage on the attack here. Minute and 20 left on the clock. No CT smoke, thanks to a fluff nade, and there's 3 on B ready to go on the CT side. Surely no way of getting in. You would say Stair needed to be double peaked, but actually he and Lonks are going to get the double peak out, and it's just Python against 4. Not a hope in hell. Bomb at the seat of the CT side. They know exactly where he's at. They will mow him down, and it's looking all too easy. We're only 6 rounds in. And the molly's just going to push them apart, and that's really awkward. Lounce very ready for this one. Stair finds 2 from CT. It's actually Lounce that kind of fluffs up a little bit. Python will take his head off, and we have a nice post-plant setup. Python drawing attention to himself. Might even find a head. Goodness me, the crosshair was there, the speed of it. And now Hadji, it's such an unbeatable angle, man. ZywOo on the save, can't even get away, and some textbook Hadji coming in at the tail end. So the pistol round with perfection so far. Flash coming in for Stair and the refresh. Going to be a bloodbath here. Almost 3 in for Stair, looking very good. Through the smoke comes Lonks, and they will just mow them down. Yeah, the read.
Outside of that one weird call in the second round from Sprout, they're never catching them out of position. Until now.
Until now, of course. MBK going to charge through. ZywOo goes down, player in towards Pit in the form of Siphon, always difficult to deal with. Refresh has got him backed up. Oh, and a beautiful nade right combo. Refresh almost in for 2. Now the player in Pit that needed to, at the very least, chime in for 1 more. Broken spray down from Lonks. He gets there in the end. Suitor on an AWP, and both of them incredibly low. This is not out of the realms of possibility. Oh, and he gets the timing, the catch on the first. He looks certainly very ready for that type of angle. The bomb is planted for Python, though, and Python's going to get that timing perfectly.
absolutely will not be the last. Here we go again. Nades flying over, and they're trying the same round. But I think Sprout this time has set up a lot better.
Yes, definitely looking good. Longs on the AWP, interestingly enough. Refresh nearly in for 2, but not quite. There. Oh, that's maybe the questionable play. We'll see. Zyphon's in towards Pit by himself, getting surrounded pretty quickly. Again, needs to live. So he will stay alive a little while longer here. Nade comes in. All good. Just be safe. Oh, MBK expends his entire magazine. It's just Kenny against 2. He's found the first. He knows the second is tagged. Very slowly indeed. Got to start to make noise, though, as that bomb ticks down, and Kenny knows exactly where he's coming from. Oh, back turns. Easy for Kenny S. Very easy indeed. And Refresh is here with an M4. The strongest gun in the round. And can't find a single kill. So that's probably going to be the round, I would imagine. I do believe it's Oz Striker as well for the side of Falcons, which it is indeed. Quick 1-for-1 trade in towards middle. As Refresh is a bit annoying on the PP. Oh. Eagle of Lounce is a bigger deal. Drops the bomb. Recovered the bomb. Stares on his way. Distraction shots coming in from across the board. They just can't finish anyone off. We've gone from a passive setup to a small mid-retake back to a passive setup here on A. 15 seconds. Everybody's still left alive. That's exactly what they needed. Hadji on the entry. Zello, though, AWP on site is so hard to get past. Refresh has dropped the bomb. There's no time at all. You may as well just move to safe here, guys. Kenny will trade out one more, but...
Falcons put back on notice as we get into the very latter stages. Look at this fast banana take again. Doing so much damage. Molly forces wide and Zello's here, so...
Here we go. Straight in. 2 at new box. Once again, this worked for them very well in a half-buy round, and this pesky smoke that they keep throwing down is just buying more time for Zello to pop off. Gaps in smokes.
More weapons in his arsenal. Is he going to peek banana? No. Bit more of a passive start. It's on the corner, and Zello, look at that.
Ooh, misses out on a jumping shot, though, and it might just cost him. Moves across to the Deagle to keep things in favour of the CT side here. Looking for a bit more on the Deagle. Doesn't come for him, and I believe they lose the player on site pretty quickly as well. The rush, super effective from Falcons. Deagle go in to just buy a bit of space. There you are. A HE lands to even us back up. Molly down to deny plants. The bomb is actually somewhat trapped and hit now. The Suitor with a keen headshot. And that was absolutely key to get them very weary of a player moving in through the Moto smoke. They'll get the re-smoke. Oh, and Masuta with another. Jesus, that's a hell of a round coming in from Masuta. And it is, of course, very, very important. And it is, of course, a fast rush coming in from Sprout here, not wasting any time. Refresh being the one to draw all the aims away. Masuta will chime in with the first headshot. Somehow, Refresh is alive and also not getting kills, and then he gets that one. Looks to be the plan, a pop flash, perhaps. It's going to make life very difficult. There's 2 players. Oh, ready and waiting around the corner. Masuta can't make it away. And they might just have got the desserts thereafter here. The drive-by Mac-10. And now an open two-way bomb site. Bomb gets dropped a bit annoyingly. Everything should be said and done.
Going against the Deja Vu here. There's going to be another save. Thus far on the defense. Long's just left alone. He's got a Mac-10. It doesn't really matter if he goes down, but... TK in the mix. Long's, yeah. This is going to get very exciting in a few seconds. Delayed banana take. There's no deep molly, though. And it comes in very late. And now they're going to explode in behind it. Nades are there. Zello connects with the first. MBK probably wasn't the gun for the moment. And it's a 2-for-2 trade.
And as you say, it's banana control. But are they aware? Not quite. Zyphon going to eat a lot of damage. Not really trade very much back. Slow walk up short, however, is deadly. Ooh. Both of them chime in, and that's got to be Kenny S on an AWP save.
Refresh doing a good job right now.
Kenny? Can he live? Oh, a leg! Oh, the Deagle to finish off. He will survive.
And his teammate, that's Kenny S under a lot of pressure. Kenny in hit with an AWP. It's not the guns for the moment, and he can't find good fights. So in terms
especially,
of, you know, yeah.
I would just say it's kind of out of character a little bit, is the big thing. Not expecting that as much from Sprout, and then they find massive success with it. It should be Falcons that are able to...
Maybe that's a missed coffin smoke. Are they really not planting this? Oh my lord, this is risky. 28 seconds, and I can't believe Sprout pulling this off. First kill found, and it's getting so hectic. Zyphon's through the CT smoke. What on earth is going on?
Absolutely no idea. kennyS still remains alive. He's the one man that could save them. They're so low.
They've got options. Zyphon's still in A abs. And with that pick, I think they're just going to go. Python is so low. He's so low, and this round is over. It's been brilliant from Sprout. They had one period in that first half, didn't they, where made a few errors. They had a weird second round where they lent B for no reason. And from that point onwards, they've just been flawless.
Picked by Team Falcons. The next map coming is Ancient, if maybe you missed the pregame. And that's kind of Sprout's home, which is not really the wave at the minute. I think because the pundits would advise against that one in the current state of the game. NES, down to refresh. A little bit funny there at the end. Unfortunately, I mean, there's nothing funny about the scoreline.
Refresh really going to go through. Look at this. No fear whatsoever from the Danish in-game leader. Python there to recover that for Falcons. It might not have worked, but
the chance to pull this round back is dwindling quickly. 3 players in on the site in a matter of moments. Fake out comes through. It's actually going to cost Siphon his life. Lounx is now left alone. And he has no HP to work with. Hadji up the coldzera box. The bullets apparently go all around him. Not a lot of time. They're going to go on to A. I think they want to go via long, but it's not going to work. They have to go early, take some damage, lose a player. ZywOo on the AWP needs to chime in here. kennyS surely got to go down. Somehow stays alive, and that's all they needed. 3 seconds, not a chance for Zyphon and Sprout. Early nades get themselves some brackets control. This time they're actually going to move into brackets and use it. And maybe what they were doing in the last round was all part of some kind of ploy, because this is very similar, except they've got bodies here this time. It's not just nades coming in, there's also men to back it up. So we'll see. That B split may well be on the cards. Kenny, however, he's got other ideas.
Yeah, bailing them out, because I don't know what MOUZ was doing there. That was way too overzealous. And Stare gets Python. Big kill. That's going to put the fear of God into the CT side. Refresh thinks he has a gap, but he doesn't. Oh, they could have...
It's such a hard setup with no nades to get through. We'll see. One jump across actually lands the flick. Okay. They try and test ZywOo, and, well, they get the bite of the dog. We'll see what happens here. kennyS trying to contact in on the AWP. Brings it down to a 1v1, but ZywOo is not going to let him finish. Not going to continue the game on. He will end it 16-9. Falcons, at the very least, they get that CT side start, I suppose. MOUZ and Python going to be the heroes on the dual leads, but MOUZ will not get to see the light of day with those dual Berettas. B-bomb site maybe just falling like that, to be honest with you. Very, very quick headshots coming back through from that T side in a deep. And again, there's an argument to a save. We had a lot of saving on Inferno from that CT side of Falcons, but what can you do here? Really not an awful lot, to be honest. Python looking for exits.
It's a big statement of intent. I mean, it's putting raw competitive level above. These frags are getting pretty frisky for the moment. Okay, now we're cleaned up. They're putting their raw level of competition above have that ESL World Ranking a lot easier. So that's a big statement. Just as MOUZ rattles off ahead. So start losing a lot of numbers here. That got pretty hectic. What they could do for their career, both financially in terms of and in terms of just advancing them in terms of, you know. So, yeah, they live and die by maintaining a good ranking.
Lounx and Stare, the 2 young guns, and their first bout of it here is immediately shut down. MBK's got a good angle, and he is indeed faster than ZywOo to the mark. So not out of the runnings just yet. Python remains on the A-bomb site. Got to be careful with how they play around him. He's going to take down Stare eventually as he sprays through. FDK with a crazy push. It's all over the place here at the tail end of this one. 2 versus 2. It's not perfect. They're moving from different angles, different spots from one another. Kenny does manage to take down Zyphon. It's all going to be on to Lounx to go for his 4K. Can't find the head. He's low on ammo.
They'll take that. They'll take that. It was a tricky mid-round call. They saw one in that deep mid-window in the red room, and then B side of the map. He is just unreal at finding out any skills. Stare, well, he's not half bad either, is he? The young guns coming very good here early on Ancient. Really came into Sprout's pool towards the end of last year, and here. Long's normally so good. Just too much to deal with this two-man setup. Falcons going to go from a big advantage to being in an afterplan where they have no idea where Sprout are.
Solid pickups coming through. Yep, easy finish in the end. No real sweat off the brow.
In the sidelines of a lot of these players, look at this fast play. Fast A split. You don't see this very often. There's no CT smoke. Quite amazing they get through unchallenged, but as soon as they get into that CT area, a lot of angles to deal with, and they just get absolutely grinded up. A plant here would be a miracle if they can get it, but with all these nades on these CT players, doesn't look likely, and now just launched. Too many to deal with, and clean hold in the end. That was a great round from Falcons. Yeah, I need to see that. I mean, I can see the stars on Sprout. It's obvious who the big hitters are, but for Falcons so far in this series, not quite as clear.
Yes, indeed. They're going to move in towards that B-bomb site. Nothing really coming. I think they'll be pretty happy to take kennyS down, and AK is actually going to hit the deck because of that. So a small...
Really going to contest in front of it. They're trying to boost around the smoke at the moment. Bit of a tricky angle as Refresh takes a fight. And Snare can't quite see anybody. The smoke's going to fade. It's going to get so awkward. Wow, look at that. Longs is trying to chase down as well. Hadji's in a world of trouble. Flashes come in, and Longs, never a man to slow down. So explosive. And now Falcons, they're fully rattled. You've got to make a really hard call now if you're just going to save immediately, and I think Kenny hitting the deck is going to ensure that. Longs.
One.
Oh. He didn't actually see it.
Oh. Two. There it is. Beautiful from Refresh. So well executed. He knew the spot that he was in, and this patience has paid off massively.
I was really nervous for him, actually, that he'd crawl out as, oh my god, okay. Zello put an end to that. I was really scared, actually, he's going to creep out just as NBK was coming through.
And moving in towards B, that looks very vulnerable. Only really one player. They've got a mid push come through, but kennyS goes down very quickly. They're ready for the mid push, but not quite as ready as they think.
I'm amazed Lorgs is going for this. He needs Siphon to be a little bit closer, but he just makes it work, doesn't he? One flashbang, no AWP. Wow. He could come under a lot of pressure very fast, and that death on Python is not going to help whatsoever.
Siphon in the middle. I think he is somewhat being spotted. This is a pretty big moment. It's Masuta that comes out on top. Keep your eye on him. Refresh and Zello, that AWP in play as well. He's been a little bit quiet. Refresh loses his head. It's all going to be down to Zello. 3 from Ramp. Absolutely crazy stuff. Zello's landing the flicks though. He was close. He hit him. And it seems like aggression is really all they can rely upon. Nice pickup coming in from Zello though. There's an entry, just a spawn-based one, and that already starts to set the tone for this round. Stare wins out against Masuta somehow, right? Still quick switching. His longs required. Sometimes the rest of the team can get it done.
Oh my god. This isn't fair, is it? Refresh should probably die now, there's mollies in it. But I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. That shows where the AWP is. Players sprinting onto B. They know that Python's the A player. And this round's over. It should have been over. Maybe Python can drop the bomb here. Oh my lord, Zyphon, run. You need to run, brother. And he just makes it. Look at that. Almost getting tagged up enough. Okay, that went a little bit too close for comfort, but I don't think it's going to matter. Kenny turns the flash, and that results in his death. Looking a bit frisky in mid. Refresh is down, but Zyphon on the spray. I mean, they have the bomb. AK on Kenny. Shame nobody's got armor. That would have done a lot of good. Another AK now on MBK. These remaining Sprout players need to get on the same page. Kill on Kenny is good, but still need to think about the economy here. Need to keep these numbers alive.
Yeah. Looks like they'll do so. They were waiting on Laux to sort of come in from behind as the key play. Good pickup coming through from Python, though, on the Deagle. You never know. They are after him, but Eagles deadly. Close, but no cigar. Will be an AWP recovery as well. That ends up being a costly round for Sprout, though.
Bit of a helping hand to Zyphon, the AD falter. Test again for Jaguar control, and that's the first time in a while that Masuta has won out.
Zello on the contact AWP against Python as well. This could be a pretty big opportunity. Spots him through the crack.
It's quite amazing the Falcons haven't reacted more so. They've still got 2 on B. And there's been so much pressure, and that kill on MBK might change everything. Oh, Hadji swings. Hadji swings. There was a window where Masuta and Hadji could have fought together. But now Masuta's in a world of trouble. Refresh in towards the ninja corner. Feels like the whole round is hinging on this frag, and Masuta wins, bails them out.
It's not out of the question, though. Oh, he's going to be heard. Masuta and Kenny to stop him, and Kenny will be the one that just hits that break for him.
As we get into this 15th, Masuta again does take twice out of Jag, and this time swiftly traded. Does do a lot of damage. That's the good news, and
very true. 4v4 could be a 4v3 in just a second. Kenny S makes sure that it is. Molly will reach him, and he's awkwardly having to try battle to stay alive. ZywOo will find Hadji out on the B site, it looks like. So now just MBK to hold. Oh, awkward flash. He does get traded 2v2.
Big compromise, and I think this fight onto the back lanes is going to be the entire round. Zyphon peeks. ZywOo's actually going to get the kill first, and now
he's so unsure of where to go. Oh, he's millimeters off on that, you know. Maybe it finishes ZywOo if he got the mark right. Can also see the shadow, but he can't really. It's just not enough information to work with into the 2v1. 10-5, because Falcons have not given us a great deal to say otherwise. We'll see if this here pistol is the beginning of that. NBK, the in-game leader, says yes it is. He's got that hero P250. He's also had the Molotov drop to him, so a lot of weight on this guy's shoulders. Early smokes, early flashes going to make their way in. There was only one player holding down the A bomb site, and because he dies so fast, it now becomes very hard to retake control. Finally, the CTs will answer with a frag, but it's all on Stair, who's found himself a... Whoa! What? Longs comes out of nowhere. Longs and Stair, the dynamic duo. The guinea pig in that sense. And they'll continue to be so. Flash comes around. MP9, only good for one, to be fair.
they would have loved the flashbang to help them get out of there, but not going to be, and Longs just continues the pain train.
First rifle round to come through then in the second half. Masuta with an early approach. Contact flashes from both sides, and it's the CTs that come out on top. And of course they do. Lounks and Stair once again just ending the hopes and the dreams and everything else to do with Falcons. 13-5, and it takes about 30 seconds. Squad, we saw them play very, very well yesterday, and we have seen some decent rounds out of them today. It's just that Sprout seems so far ahead of the rest of the pack. Zyphon instantly traded out, so we'll see here. A bomb site is the site of choice. Oh, not enough nadage. The headshots are coming through. However, refresh on the A4, another team that seems to be moving across to it. And look at that time to kill, man. It is really solid here. What is MBK doing? Means refresh is going to have to find himself a 4K 1v2, and there's another tag that comes in. They're both solo. They're all solo. Oh my goodness, 21 bullets though! He's got so much left in that magazine. You know, that's
for those that weren't around back in the day when Train was in the pool, Pop Dog players would often play on it because you'd always take a close range fight.
Speaking of close range, Zyphon forces one onto Hadji, wins it out nice and easy once again. There's two of them on the A-bomb side, so a lot of backup here as well. Lining up ever so slightly, can't get his head away, but ZywOo's set up for two, surely. Kenny's going to attempt the trade here. MBK, meanwhile, in the middle, just too many targets. Does well to get one. He's done his job. Looking more and more likely. And they might even be able to take him down after time. Lounks is going to go for it. And Lounks does indeed get it.
Aggressive call. 3 on towards B. I have no doubt they're going to get aggressive with these numbers. As actually, did he see something? That's amazing.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. MBK continues to... He is angry. He's back with a vengeance in these rounds. He really is frustrated. I think that the homies have not quite backed him as much as he would want. A great flash round for Stair. Finds two, gets them back into the round. Oh, missed shot from ZywOo, though. And that's going to change things drastically. Python survives and finds the final 2 kills for it.
Yeah. I think MBK's looked pretty good individual so far on Falcons, and kind of proving he still got it.
Indeed he is. A fast round coming in from both sides here. 4 versus 3. ZywOo's in a pretty good spot with this AWP. The Deagle not really able to find anything, but in comes the support of Zyphon, and Stair finally gets ahead. Kenny and Masuta are incredibly low. I think they know exactly where both these two players are. Coming in from the Deagle is inches away, millimeters, I would say. Safe plan. Info's going to be in. Zyphon's going to try and catch him alone, and he does. That will be all she wrote. 16-6. After a 16-9, this one doesn't last as long. Sprout, we touted them as one of the favourites coming in. We touted them definitely the favourite in this series. You said it after the veto, a 2-0